With the new year always come a lot of New Year's resolutions, and I've been talking a lot about goals and focus and planning in the past couple of weeks. And I was talking to ChatGPT as I was doing my makeup life hack, by the way. I have a lot of podcasts and content to record, so when I'm doing my makeup, I put my phone down on my dresser and I just talk to it, and then it generates all of my ideas and like organizes it. So ChatGPT said, what about making an episode about the top 3 habits every entrepreneur needs? And I'm like, well, this is not a bad idea. Let me do that. It didn't actually generate an outline for me. It was just an idea. And I thought, well, this is actually something I want to talk about because I think a lack of good habits in every area of our life can really, really fuck us over. So this is going to be a short and nice episode about the top 3 daily habits you need for business success. Let's dive in. Hello, and welcome to Fail to Win, a show where we love to make mistakes and learn from them so you can turn your passion into profits and live life on your own terms. I'm Amy van der Putten from FastForwardAmy, your host and coach, and I'll bring you a new episode with simple strategies every Tuesday. I think many of us, we look at what we consider to be really successful people. Maybe there's people you follow online. Hold up, let me adjust this microphone. It's way too high. It's giving me neck pain. We look at successful people online, and I mentioned this in my previous episode, but like success is, whatever success means to you. My version of success is not going to be your version of success. But I think we look at other people and we wonder, how do they do things? Or sometimes also, wow, they're so lucky, They're so lucky to have a nice house. They're so lucky to be in such great shape. But we fail to look at why is it that they are lucky, or why is their house so nice, or why are they in such great shape? And this is one of those questions that I have asked myself in the past. So a few months ago, I was a little bit upset with my trainer. Nothing she did, it was just who she was. So let me explain this, because you might actually have the same feeling with me sometimes business-wise. We had a really good chat about this. I wasn't actually upset with her, but I was like, I had this annoyance. So my trainer, Kirsten, I love her. She's my personal health coach, and she stops by multiple times a week to make sure I move my body. And she has 2 small kids. She's an entrepreneur. She works out. She looks great. She feels great. And it's just, sometimes I'm in awe. And then she'll be posting on her stories that she went to CrossFit. And I'm like, how the fuck are you in such great shape? But what I realized is I actually had to ask myself the question, how are you in this great shape? Because she actually does the things that I sometimes postpone. And we had a really funny chat about this, because she's like, yeah, sometimes I look at you and I'm like, why am I not where she is business-wise? And I look at her and I'm like, why am I not where she is health-wise? But instead of doing it in a way that we were like, oh, poor me, I'm a victim, we actually did it in a way like, why is that? And so I had an open chat about it with her. And, in terms of her health, she just makes more good choices more consistently than I do. And I already make a lot of good health choices, and I'm really proud of the progress I've made with my health, but I'm even more proud of her. And so in business, I sometimes get these messages from our clients in our online business club. They're like, why is it not working? Or I get these sad messages from past clients like, why is it not working? And why are you selling so well and I'm not? And I'll always ask them, are you open for feedback? Do you actually want an answer to that question? Because we can say this in a way that we're a victim, or we can say this in a way that we are actually curious, why are you selling more than I am? And then, for example, I'll go and look at their profile. I'm like, if I were to pitch like you do, never, then I wouldn't have any sales. If I would never make talking videos, or I don't know, record podcasts for the 6th year in a row and never miss a single Tuesday, if I wouldn't have done all of those podcasts, I would also not have the same results. So often when we have this, why does someone else hit their goals and we don't? There's actually an answer behind that. So I don't know, this was a whole blurb. I wanted to take you with me in that thought process. I also want to say that I also have this sometimes. I'm like, why is someone else's email list growing faster than I am? Well, because you haven't been promoting your email list. Well, yes, right. So what are the daily habits that you need then for business success? Why are some people more successful than us? Well, I believe that the first one, and I know there's a couple of people, the exceptions in the world, who disagree with this. I'm just going to go from my point of view and what I see with my clients is the first thing you need to do as a daily habit is you need to start your day for you. So I have a very, very clear rule for myself that I need to gratitude journal in the morning. I can't have my phone in the bedroom. I need to have breakfast before I drink coffee. And whenever I fuck this up, whenever I do start my day scrolling, whenever I do start, I don't know, drinking lots of coffee on an empty stomach, it is not good for my body. And then my results go downhill as well. There's not to say that you can do this for a few years, but I do believe if you are stressing out from the moment you wake up early in the morning as an entrepreneur, at a certain moment, your body is just going to say no more. So pay attention to that. If you want long-term success, you got to start your day for you. Is that stretching? Is that making yourself a nice breakfast? Is it just simply not having the damn phone in the bedroom? That should be a non-negotiable, by the way, for me. You got to start your day for you. The second daily habit for success I believe you need to move your body. So the way I've hacked this, and I'm going to be really honest, if it weren't for my personal health coach stopping by 4 times a week, I would often just stay at my desk because I love my work. This is not to say I'm lazy. I'm also a little bit lazy, but it's just, I love my work so much. And there's always another question from a client I want to reply to, or my team who needs me I want to reply to. So yeah, I do need someone to be at the door to haul my ass away from my desk and to get me to do a high intensity interval thing. I don't know, like a few days ago, I did this 12 days of Christmas. It was 23 minutes of interval training. I nearly died. No, that's a joke. I did not nearly die. I actually did a pretty good job, but I wouldn't have done that if she wouldn't have made me. So what about when you can't afford a personal health coach? Well, I want to say if our second daily habit we need is moving our body. I wasn't always a millionaire and I didn't always have tons of money. And actually, before I hired a team, I hired a health coach with the only money I had left. And before I was able to do that, I would rope a friend into, for example, going swimming, or ask my then partner to go for a walk, or do that with my mom. So what I basically want to say is, first, if you can't afford it, ask yourself if you really can't afford it or if you won't because you don't believe in the value. I think a lot of entrepreneurs can actually afford to have a health coach maybe once a week, but they don't want to pay it because they're like, oh no, that's ridiculous because I could do it myself. And I always say you could also give birth to yourself, but why would you? So this is my whole vision on paying for a personal health coach. A lot of people think it's bullshit because they're like, I could work out by myself. Okay, how well is that going for you? Like if you're not, then maybe instead of investing in a VA or another system, or in having these fancy notebooks made with your logo on it, maybe invest in a health coach for yourself, because you're going to get much further ahead as an entrepreneur if you're taking care of your health, because your business is not going to do that for you. So first question is, can you really not afford it, or is it a won't situation? Be honest about that. If you can't afford it, or you really can't, then look at how you can build more movement into your day. Maybe rope someone else into this by holding you accountable, or do it discipline-wise. So this is the thing I am going to be doing more in 2025 is, I work out and all of it. But once the days get darker or I'm not traveling or whatever, I do just I don't walk enough. And that is partly due to planning in my calendar. I'll not have enough time planned in for lunch and a walk or whatever. So I'm going to be getting better at that. But I'm also just going to be incredibly disciplined about just always going for a walk after I eat. And in the morning, I'm just going to get on the treadmill as I learn something new. So these are some of my New Year's resolutions. But I do notice already that just moving your body, there's almost no one I know who is successful in the world, the people, stereotypical successful people, who don't move their body. I think that says it all. And you can say, yeah, I'll do it when I'm rich, but maybe it's how you get rich. Just food for thought. And then a third thing I think we all need to do is we need to set daily targets and create focus. So this is something I've been, how do I say this? I've been in a little bit of a discussion about with someone close to me. We made a lot of progress, but I see a lot of people, my close environment, who say, yeah, I'm just really bad at focusing. I'm just really, I get distracted easily. And we've had these discussions about it. I'm like, I also get distracted easily. This is why I'm always working in my office, or I put in earplugs, or I sometimes go and sit down with a timer and I need to turn off all of my things, and I use a productivity planner every morning. And I'm not saying this to toot my own horn. I'm saying this because focusing and being productive instead of busy and not getting distracted is actually one of the hardest things there is, I believe, about being self-employed. There is no one keeping you accountable. It is fucking difficult to move the needle on things that are important but not urgent. But what really helps is if you can start your day by setting your targets and creating focus. So the way I'm doing this, I have this productivity planner from the people over at Intelligent Change. I almost feel bad making this advertisement for them because I really, really want to someday create my own planner. Please also be open to buying my own planner if I ever get around to it. But this is my productivity planner. And so every morning I sit down and I really notice when I do this versus when I don't do it. And it's like, what are you grateful for? What's your intention for today? And then it asks me my most important tasks. Now I change. In terms of a weekly focus, it also asks important tasks. I change that into targets. What are your most important targets you need to hit this week? So for me, that could be 500 webinar signups, 30 people who buy a program, 10 new email subscribers. I'm just saying random numbers. So I always identify my big targets for the week, top 3 targets for the week. I have my team do this as well. And knowing these targets and then revisiting them every morning and then identifying the actions I need to take to hit those targets creates so much fucking focus. But it drives me nuts how many people are like, oh, the needle is not moving. And I'll go and look at what they actually did. I'll be like, give me a list of everything you did today. And they spend all of their time on such stupid shit. How many times can you refresh your email inbox? Like, it doesn't need that much refreshing. You shouldn't be starting your day with your email inbox or your messages. I have a lot of clients, and I know you guys are listening to this, but when you're telling me you don't have time, but I see you replying to my Instagram story always within 5 minutes, you're not focused. You're always on Instagram. Being on Instagram is not running your business. And I'm sorry if I sound like a shit face hole for saying this, but I have this problem too. If my phone is inside, I open it up too much. So I need to actually turn it off and put it in a drawer, because if I see it, it's been scientifically proven that if you see your phone, you are more distracted and you're going to grab it. So this requires discipline. But simply taking the first 15 minutes of your day to sit down, create focus by setting your targets and doing an exercise around that, whatever you want to use for that. I use a productivity planner from Intelligent Change. I also have an exercise, the Fast Forward 15 I teach clients, whatever you want to do. It is just going to help you so much. So top 3 daily habits for business success. Start your day for you, not for your business. Make sure you move your body, because otherwise your business is going to outlast your body. And number 3 is always start your day by creating focus and targets. And whenever you think, do I really have to? Just think of the most successful people in the world and think about, would they be doing this or not? And what would the best version of you do if you're really honest about it? And can your habits today get you to that version of you that you want to step into? If you're being really honest, often that answer is going to be no. Now, the way I also set my focus for the week and those targets is by using my planner. So I created this digital planner for myself, and you can access it too. And in that digital planner, every week at the end of the line, I'll state my 3 big goals, namely in terms of brand awareness, in terms of lead gen, and in terms of sales. And by doing that, I just know that we are focusing on the right stuff. You can choose your own stuff for that. You can have client targets, you can have financial targets, but just choosing your top 3 targets for the week is really going to help you. So I want to gift you my planner, including a 15-minute tutorial where I'll walk you through the whole year and how you can set your targets for yourself and stay focused. It's a digital planner and you can access it for free just simply by going to Instagram and DMing the word 2025 planner, all one word. If you DM me that, I'll send you the Excel file, including the tutorial, and I'm going to teach you how you can kind of plan out your year and create focus per week. And then the only thing that's left to do is put it in your calendar that at the start of every morning, you take 15 minutes to create focus for yourself. So this was my top 3 daily habits for business success episode. I hope you liked it. Let me know if you want me to create more episodes about success and daily habits and all of that stuff. So I know. And as always, if you're interested in coaching, I have an incredible online business club where I coach people every day on how to, create a business they love and also make money from it, because money is fun. And I also have a few remaining spots in my high-level mastermind. So maybe you're already doing a couple of $100,000 a year, you're scaling, but maybe you feel like you're always running behind and you're doing everything for everyone else, but you don't have any time left to work on your ideas. And maybe you feel like your business is growing faster than you are growing as a leader. If that is the case, DM me the word VIP on Instagram to chat, because maybe one of the last spots in my mastermind is for you. I'm only doing one-on-one coaching with a few people from my masterminds, or I have like one spot left for just one-on-one with me outside of my masterminds. So if you're interested in that, reach out to me, DM me the word VIP and on FastForwardAmy, and let's talk. Okay, bye and have a happy week. Talk to you next week, Tuesday.